Hey adventurers, so today is going to be another book review. This is going to be for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. This is the second book in the Harry Potter series. It's a low fantasy, magic school, chosen one, lots of fantasy tropes kind of define the genre in many ways. Middle grade, I think. So yeah, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is the second book in the Harry Potter series, like I just mentioned. This is the one that I have considered my least favorite since the first time I read and watched the movies and then read the books. Upon this reread though, I have brought it up in my estimation quite a bit, so I'm excited to talk about this. Rowling is brilliant for so much of what she's done with this series. And many people, even things like Professor Lockhart, who is an absolute buffoon of a character, that ends up teaching Harry so much in the end, and that's so interesting the way that she's able to do that, and I'm going to talk about some of this type of stuff here as I go through. But the things I've disliked about this book is how convenient the ending is. It's literally one thing after another that happens to and for Harry that he has no control over, and that he really doesn't seem to deserve. Or so it seems. Upon this reread, I found those things much less frustrating and undeserved. The whole book up to that point is preparing him and proving that he does actually deserve those things. So when they happen in the book, it doesn't ruin the story, but actually adds to it. I think somehow a lot of this got lost in the translation with the movies, and I'm not entirely sure how or how to do it differently, because the movie is so similar to the book. But that there's a lot of things that having watched the movies, this is my favorite movie, or this is my least favorite movie, and probably still will be, but the book I like a lot more on this reread. But the story as a whole is brilliant. Book 1 was an introduction to the wonder of this world and giving Harry a place where he fit in and that truly felt like home for him. Then here in Book 2, we see that begin to be stripped away a little bit. Firstly, by showing that although he's no longer stuffed in a closet, he actually almost has less freedom now with the Dursleys than he did before. This is immediately contrasted by the Weasleys. This is the family environment he's always wanted and needed, and yet he cannot have it. He's still has to live with the Dursleys. He's been removed from that and forced into the worst thing he could imagine, especially now after Book 1 where he's experienced home. And then we get to the real kicker. First off, he nearly gets kicked out of Hogwarts, and then Hogwarts is going to have to close. All the while he's feeling more and more isolated and alienated from his people and his home. And he's seeing that his fame is not what it should be, and that he doesn't actually want that or want the fame in that way. I mean, of course he's introduced to the world as the boy who lived. He's introduced as a famous person in this world, but then you get into this second book, and that fame is not all it's cracked up to be. He doesn't really want that. He sees how fame works for other people, and he does not want to be that person anymore. But he keeps fighting, and so by the end of this book, when he is once again proven to belong, it is earned. He's fought for it, and that belonging is just reinforced. This review is not at all how I usually write reviews, and really not at all how I intended to write this one. I had no plan when I was sitting down, and based on my review of Book 1, I didn't really suspect that I'd have much to say on this book. Sometimes when you're writing though, things just come out and one thought leads to another that ends up making you appreciate the story all the more. At the end of this review here, I'm realizing that I appreciate this story even more now than I did after I'd finished the reread and sat down to begin writing this review. So that's impressive that I can talk my own opinion up on this book after just letting some thoughts come out and seeing how things work. I could find myself enjoying a book even more. I'm beyond excited to get into my reread of Book 3 and see how that goes. I have no idea what my thoughts will be, or if they'll be as interesting to me as they were for this Book 2 review, but I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to get into that third book and reread it, because the third book is probably my second least favorite of the movies. Maybe third, because Book 4 or Movie 4 might be I'm not sure. But we're gonna step away from that and wrap up this review. That is my review of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Thank you guys for watching an Erudite Adventurer. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys again soon. Stay warm.